No, it's controlled. We have controllers, CATSI, carrier air traffic control, that they come in and they'll talk us down through different levels, and then they drop us off at 3/4 of a mile behind the ship at 375 feet, and that's when they say call the ball. So that's when you call the ball, and the pilot's using his own control for the last 3/4 of a mile. Okay, come on in, come on in. But we do have a controller, a final controller, that can actually land the aircraft hands off, if need be. If it's really bad weather.
Like an automatic landing system?
Yeah, yeah. But the pilots don't like to use that too often because it doesn't count as a landing for them. It doesn't go in their logbook. And they've done all the work and all that, so they really want to make sure. Plus, do you fly?
Yeah.
So, you know, flying is, come on in, come on in. Flying is kind of like riding a bicycle. You can get away from it for a while and go back, and you can get up to speed pretty quick. Flying around the ship is not like riding a bicycle. You have to stay current. Is that everybody? You have to stay current all the time, especially at night. If you don't do so many night landings, then you have to go and repeat it again. Okay, welcome everybody. This is the Pry-Fly. It's not Pry-Fly, we just came out of there. This is the chart house. This is the navigation center. This is where the navigator and his team of quartermasters do all their magic. Now the navigator is the third senior officer on the aircraft carrier. You have the captain, the skipper, the executive officer, and the navigator. And he is a Navy commander. He's an aviator, but does not have to be a tailhook. So he's a pilot. NFO could be patrol aircraft or helicopters, and he's down here with about 15 quartermasters. It's one of the smallest departments on the ship. If you have an Air Force, Army, Marine background, if you hear quartermaster, you think of a supply type, but in the Navy, quartermaster is navigators. And so as I said, the commander is a aviator. He's been to some special training for shipboard navigation. They have two primary responsibilities. First of all, they have to plan a trip from one port to the next. You don't take a ship like the Midway, 1,000 feet long with almost 5,000 men on board, pull it into Yokosuka, Japan, and say, here we are. So all that planning is taken beforehand. Then you have to make sure once it's done and you're at sea, you have to make sure that that plan is being followed. A lot of businesses could learn from that also. So to do that, we have three charts here to show. Over here is Yokosuka, Japan. That's because for 17 years before she was decommissioned, the Midway was home ported in Yokosuka. She was the first aircraft carrier, U.S. aircraft carrier, home ported outside the U.S. Over here is Subic Bay, the Philippines. That's because during Vietnam, Subic Bay was a maintenance facility and a liberty port for the ship. And over here is San Diego, in case you didn't know that the museum was in San Diego. So let's look at these charts, and you see they have three colors on them. The first is white. That means there's deep water, plenty of room for the ship to maneuver around. If you look at it around that white area, you see a whole bunch of little numbers. Those numbers are the depth of the water, estimated depth of the water at that spot. It's either in feet, meters, or fathoms, and a fathom is 6 feet. The scale on the chart will indicate what the chart is using. The next color is blue. That's shallow water. Anytime we got close to shallow water, we were very concerned, like I was answering the one question, the ship would draw 35 feet from its water line to its keel, about 3.5 stories. So we got near blue, we started watching this instrument very carefully. It's a fathometer. It measures the depth of the water beneath the keel. And it's also in feet, meters, or fathoms, so you can have the same scale on the fathometer as the chart that you're using. And the last color you have there is gray. That means it's land. And the only thing you see from land are those objects, either man-made or natural, that you can see from the water and use for navigation aids. So here's a quiz for you. What's this chart look like when you're halfway between San Diego and Yokosuka? No, it's blue shallow water. It's all white. It's all white. You got latitude and longitude on the edges. You've got these compass roses in the middle, and you have a black line, which is the ship's course going through it. So how do they know that they're following it? Well, the first instrument to rely on is that box right there. You want to put your hand on that, young lady? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a GPS. Yeah, that's GPS, 1992 version. It's a little bit large to be on the dashboard of your car, kind of heavy to be carrying under your arm like we do with our Google Maps, but that was state-of-the-art 1992. Current to within 20 meters. But equipment can be spoofed, it can be failed, so we always did a backup, and twice a day we'd use celestial navigation. So to do celestial nav, you need a sextant. There's one in this cabinet, and there's a picture of it over there. Sextant was invented in 1730 and is still used by mariners for navigation. The other instrument you need is a very accurate watch. We have a chronometer so you can tell what Greenwich Mean Time is. So half an hour before sunrise or sunset, they'd come by and do a fix. Okay, now we're going to go up forward to the bridge, the command center. Let me scoot through here, and please follow. We've got a group right behind us.
What is that right there? That's the sexometer.
Excuse me. Thank you. Are you PPL or commercial pilot?
Commercial. Yeah, I fly for Frontier Airlines.
Frontier?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we came with Frontier
Yeah, when?
a couple of days ago.
Yeah. I came in last night from Denver, so.
No, we came from Cincinnati.